So I was doing some scouting this evening and I came across this nice hut. And you can see there's a feed pile right there. I'm gonna set myself 2 conibear traps here. Now you can't do this everywhere, but where I normally trap, there's a lot of mud. So I can take my setting pole and push it down into the mud, and it'll stay in that position, especially if the ice forms around my pole at the surface of the water. Taking my safeties off. I should have set the camera a little bit higher up so you can see. The ice is about 4 inches thick underneath the snow. Snow always insulates the ice. The ice is probably close to 1 foot or 1.5 feet where there isn't snow. Sad to say, but most of these beaver in this hut won't make it. Unless I can trap a couple of them, they'll all starve to death.
When my sticks are real short, my setting poles, sometimes I use a swivel stick. So I'm going to put this in.
It's amazing how God made these beaver. They either live in their dens that they build here in big heaps of dirt and leaves and mud. On these huts here, they'll have a couple entrances, or they'll make a bank den that'll go back there 30 or 40 feet, and all their openings are underwater. Another thing that's really interesting about beaver is they mate for life. They normally breed early in the year, and 3 months later, 2 to 5 young are born. Often they stay with their parents 2 to 3 years.
To go check my traps this evening. I don't have that many out, but what I got, I want to check. So let's go.
When it's snowing or you have a bunch of fog, it's really hard to navigate and really easy to get yourself turned around. You have to be very mindful where you're going. Every little hump, every little piece of tundra, you have to pay attention to small details so you don't get lost. That's a lot like life. There's people that teach us these days that every road is the right direction. But in fact, there is a way that is right. I have to pay attention to get to the right place. And just like there's my tracks right there from my previous going and returning trips, that's a sign that I'm heading in the right direction. Every person has to decide what direction they're going. There's been a lot of signs through the last 2,000 years to prove that Jesus really did come, that he really did die, and the Bible's true. You always have to be a little bit careful around beaver huts, or where beaver are going, or swimming underneath the ice. The ice could be compromised, and I definitely don't want to fall through the ice. You fall through the ice out here by yourself when it's cold, and you could lose your life.
So it looks to me like it froze over a little bit. So it's gonna take me a few minutes to chop a hole in the ice. That's what I'm working on now.
There's a lot of lessons that we can learn from the beaver. Here they are, way out here, by themselves, not a tree for miles. Now, God designed them way back when to be able to survive all different situations. They make do with what they have. I don't think they're discouraged about being out here, even though there's no trees around. But they work every day to prepare for the future. There's a lot of lessons there for us.
I'm just working on digging this out. So, as you remember, this is the beaver lodge right here, and right over there is the feed. And so I put 2 conifers right here. But the weather's been pretty cold this last week, pretty much just 0 all week. So all right, pull it up yet? That's pivot stick. What do we got here? What do we got? I'm just gonna have to keep getting this hole a little bit bigger here. Like I said, make my holes very big when I'm checking them, but once you catch something, then you got to open it up. All right, let's see what we got here. Well, if it's too big to fit through the hole, that's a good sign. All right. Let's open it up this way. Medium-sized one. A little bit on the small side, but it's a keeper. It's a keeper.
When you're dealing with freezing temperatures, you need to get the trap and the beaver hair dried off as soon as you can, so you'll be able to take off the trap without losing any fur.
All right, well, got one. We'll check the other one. Yeah. See what we got here. Oh, something's still stuck in the ice. That's what we got. Well, it's snapped. Let's see what we got here. I see fur, but I need to make my hole larger again. All right, here we go. get it enough? Oh yeah, here we go. Now, I don't know why it's hung up. That beaver must be... It's strange. Not quite sure. There's no sticks in it. Sometimes a beaver and a stick will get caught, and so you'll have a hard time getting it up. That's not the case here. The other thing that can happen periodically is a beaver will come up to the surface and freeze a little bit on the ice, the top ice, but I didn't think that was the case, but maybe it was. I'll widen this hole. Still, somehow it's caught underneath. How? How? I do not know. But it is. Well, let me show you what I'm dealing with. Oh, for some reason, I was not able to get this out of the hole. But its tail must be frozen underneath the ice on the top side. I guess I don't know anything else. I'll put you back. I'll just keep trying here. I'm not going to give up because I just got myself 2 beaver. So that's great. That's it. I mean, I think his tail or something is up against the ice. So it froze underneath the ice here. There we go. I think it's maybe his tail. Well, I'll just keep making my hole bigger. Still caught. As you can see, I flipped my ice pick around, so I'm not using the sharp end, but yeah. Make it through. So close. Oh. Oh. Yeah, sure enough. Huh. Somehow got connected with the bottom of the ice and froze in. Huh. Well, I'm not giving up.
So I struggle getting this beaver out of the ice for an hour and a half. And I've never had this much trouble before. Have any of you had this problem? Leave a comment. I'd be very interested.
Maybe that did it, let's hope. Alright. Oh. Yep, that did it. Oh! Yeah, that's a nice sized beaver there. Nice size. You can see the ice chunks. That's what I was struggling with. Yeah, super nice size. Get some snow on him right away so I can take that trap off without losing any fur. It's important that us trappers, you know, don't over harvest, but we don't under harvest either. And catching 2 beaver on this nice medium size beaver hut, that's all I'll catch out of here this year. There's probably 4 or 5. You know, you never know. There might be 2 more in there. There might be 5 more in there. But I'm done. All right. Tomorrow, after these are good and thaw, I'll skin them. Get the hide stretched out. Get that drying. And maybe we can even get a taste. So one of the special things you can do once you catch a beaver is take their back straps, just like you're doing a moose or a deer, and you cut out their back straps and you fry it up.
I like mine with a little honey, a little orange.
You're gonna be trapping beaver and eating it all the time now after this. Just like steak. Wonderful. Look at that. Well, there you have it. So these are completely finished and about ready to head off to the tannery here in a couple days. Thanks for watching. Please leave a comment. Also, you can always check out one of these videos.